my situation with it is that I feel like there's no confidence, whether it's within Amorim himself, within the team, and what he's trying to portray. I think the team, the fans are now losing faith. I think it's a minority in terms of fans that think that Amorim is the right fit. Hey guys, NEWTS here. Welcome back to another NEWTS Talks, and there's only one place we can go with this week's, and it's Rúben Amorim. Is it time for him to go, or is he still got tenure at United? For me, it is becoming very, very difficult to back him or be justified in backing him in regards to what's going on. The Grimsby result is, if not the worst result in United's history, one of the worst results in United's history. I know that Van Gaal lost to MK Dons 4-0 in the last time they were in the second round of the League Cup. This going out on penalties to Grimsby, who were League 2. I think MK Dons were League 1 at the time. This feels worse. The only other one I can think of when looking back at previous condemning results was the York City result. I think this, coupled with what's going on at the moment, is damning. The stats don't really lie. The fact that he has the same win percentage right now as Neil Warnock is incredible. Neil Warnock is not a fully tenured Premier League manager. He has managed teams in the Premier League, obviously, but he's not. He's more of a Championship manager, I would say, to be honest. I feel like that's harsh saying, but that is how I feel when I think of Neil Warnock as a manager. I think he is more of a Championship manager than a Premier League manager. So the fact that your win percentage right now is the same as Neil Warnock is so damning, and I don't think it's excusable. The fact that, yes, they did get to a Europa League final, and the Premier League games did take a hit because of the Europa League run, and then you get to a final and you play Premier League opposition in Tottenham Hotspur and lose, meaning you've lost to them 4 times in one season, gifting the team that don't win trophies a trophy in the meantime, is a very condemning situation. I think the fact that they've lost to, not just losing to a League 2 side on penalties, but let's be honest, for a good hour plus of that game, they were outplayed. And it's such a damning scene of events. The fact that everyone and his dog can see that this team suits a different formation, and he's just reluctant to do anything other than his formation, which I do understand to an extent, because if you have your philosophy and you have a way of playing and you are adamant that that way of playing works, and we saw it at Sporting, they've absolutely tore City apart at Sporting early last season. The week before he came into United, late October, whenever it was, early November, they did beat City quite comfortably, and everyone was rubbing their hands and going, yes, this is the guy. This is the man that's going to take us forward. And then we drew 1-1 with Ipswich, and it didn't really improve from there. I think we won 3-0, 4-0 against Everton. And then since then, have we won? We haven't won 2 games on the spin, let alone, I mean, look at the guy who's currently got his hair nearly twice the size, making his head look twice his size. He's wanting 5 games in a row. We've not got 2 in a row, especially in the league. We're still waiting on that. So he's going to be, his hair is going to be either up into the atmosphere or down by his feet by the time he gets a haircut at this rate. Like, it's just laughable. The comments this week from Amoirm in the post-match seem to give a sort of verbal notice, in a sense that he even believes he is not right for this job. There was rumours circulating yesterday that Amoirm had given his notice to the board to say that after the Burnley game he would be leaving. So the international break is at that point, so it would give the board time to bring someone in and have them structure the team for a week or so. But this is a damning situation. This is not a good situation to have. This needs to be fully addressed, in my opinion. Whether it's the board making the sacking, whether he leaves, whether he stays and there's an improvement, something needs to happen, because this is possibly the lowest I've ever seen Manchester United that I can think of. Like the 15th place finish last season. Obviously going out to Grimsby now in the League Cup, it basically means if we go out of the FA Cup early, we're not going to even have one game a week at this point. I think we've got 38 games over 40-week period or something like that, maybe more. You've not even got a game a week right now. In September they have 3 games. So this is what I'm just worried about. Personally, my situation with it is that I feel like there's no confidence, whether it's within Amorim himself, within the team, and what he's trying to portray. I think the fans are now losing faith. I think it's a minority in terms of fans that think that Amorim is the right fit. It's just not good enough, and I think that something needs to change in some way, shape, or form. But we'll see if there's any change against Burnley on Saturday. I think if he doesn't win that game, I think there'll be no choice. I think if he doesn't resign, I think he'll be sacked. My opinion is that I have lost faith in Amorim. I think he needs to go. And I don't like saying that, because I think that he is a good manager. I think they've all been good managers in the past. I think the structure is different this time around, though. I think that everything is there for the manager to get everything right and for the team to succeed. I think the thing that's holding them back is the fact that the system they're trying to play and the structure they're trying to play is not possible with this team. I think they would play a lot better with a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1. A 4-man defence would be capable. And the Grimsby side of things, you could say that the goalkeeper has not helped, obviously, but neither goalkeeper has really helped the situation. Bayinde hasn't been great. Onana was poor at best. You could make a case to say that the Grimsby goalkeeper was better than Onana on Wednesday night. That's a damning aspect. If a League 2 goalkeeper is better than a Premier League goalkeeper, that's a damning indictment on how he has been. I think that needs to change one way or another. We need to get somebody in, possibly before the window shuts. For me, though, Amorim is on the tightest of tight ropes, the thinnest of wire. And I think if the Burnley game doesn't produce a decent result and a decent performance, we could see a new manager in the dugout by the City game. And that is not something you want to see. Let me know, guys, what you think in the comments. Are you Amorim in or Amorim out? Like this video if you have. Subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get the likes and subscriptions up. It's what YouTube runs off mostly nowadays. So do hit that like button and do subscribe. Until next time, guys, take care.